Hi, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Tarik Sheppard, lieutenant at the NYPD, who has played a vital role in helping to establish and organize the Metro ORC Association. And Jim Cosseboom, LPC, Manager Investigations and Corporate Asset Protection Retail Business Services, and Ahold-Delhaize Company. And TJ Flynn, Senior Manager Asset Protection Investigations, JC Penney, both of which are very involved in the Metro ORCA as well. Tarik, let's start with your exciting news about the upcoming conference. If you want to walk us through it.
Yeah, so we started the MetrORCA in 2014. This is going to be our first conference. We're excited about it. And it's going to be April 17th, and we're going to host it at the NYPD's Police Academy in Queens. We're excited because it's an opportunity for us to really craft what we want to see going forward. I mean, we want our conference to be really unique in that the issues that we're discussing is not anything that you see at every conference you go to. We really want to leave there with positive energy, people leaving who are inspired by new approaches that we're going to take going forward. Because, I mean, this problem has been here for years, and so in order to keep people believing, we have to do some things differently. So we're excited. I mean, the Police Academy is the NYPD's commitment to the retailers and the prosecutors that we're going to be in this fight all the way through. So we're looking forward to hosting in April.
Yeah, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way.
Yeah.
TJ, you've been very involved in the Metro ORC. I mean, how have you seen it develop and evolve over the last couple of years?
So what I've seen from a development standpoint is that we're just getting a lot more information. And that's key because this is the one outlet across the United States where retailers can actually work together with law enforcement to share what's going on. And we've heard in the past from our law enforcement partners when they talk about organized crime, they're trying to disrupt and dismantle these types of organizations. And I think we add a layer with ORCAs and with the retail industry, is we're part of the detection. So we're out there, we're empowering our people in the stores to detect what's happening. We're training them, we're giving them what they need to do to be able to bring these incidents that are occurring in our stores all across the country to light. So we add that detection part to the disrupting and dismantling.
What kind of innovations and new strategies are out there from a standpoint of, whether it be actually doing it as a retailer or doing it as an association? Is there anything new out there?
Just the increased intelligence sharing, the increased partnership. I think that especially in New York, I think we're really seeing the benefits of the partnership and what that means. From an innovation standpoint, it's time for us to start looking at that whole big data. Retail looks at big data from a sales and marketing perspective. Let's look at it from an ORC perspective. So that's what we're trying to delve into at this point, is how do we manage the data and what analytics can we draw from a theft standpoint.
Jim, what about you? You've been also very involved in the Metro group. How have you seen it develop and evolve, and new strategies or technologies and such?
We've found the participation in the ORCAs is growing among retailers and law enforcement. And actually just looking at cases over the past year, I've been pushing my team to get a lot out there. And we're running about 20% of the things that we post online. We're getting a response from another retailer or law enforcement and tying those cases together, which is the ultimate goal. So we can only go up from there. It's really paying off, as opposed to efforts in the past where you're posting and you never hear anything. It's a great community coming together.
Excellent. How are the laws that are coming in that are impacting your areas? I mean, with the move towards felony thresholds increasing, and is that having an impact? I mean, how is that impacting all three of you?
Yeah, it's definitely a concern, and I think what we've seen is the decriminalization, trying to empty out the prisons, and affecting felony laws when the prisons aren't full of shoplifters. So we're losing some of the deterrent value on charging those that need to be charged. It's almost having a detrimental effect on us. We have had some luck with some different laws. In North Carolina, for example, passed a pretty comprehensive ORC law, and hopefully we can maybe use that leverage and show some other states that it's not an all or nothing proposition, that we can balance the needs of retailers versus not filling the jails up with minor offenders.
Are they starting to charge people with the ORC law down there yet? Or?
It just went into effect, so we haven't seen the fruits of it yet, but I'm sure there will be soon.
Now, New York has a similar law, and how is that going? I mean, have they started charging people with it, and we see a prosecution rate?
We haven't seen that yet, and we have to really redefine what success looks like here. You know, the arrest is now the beginning, so it's very important that we educate the prosecutors, even the judges, and what these cases are, what they should look like, and what we want to see going forward. When we make these arrests, many times we think case closed, but in actuality, it's not a success until we see what the sentence is, what kind of information are we extracting, and then ultimately, what kind of information are we sharing. So when we get to that point, that's when it's a success.
Good point. You know, Jim and TJ, I mean, we've seen some cutbacks this year. Target, Walgreens, both cutting their ORC resources considerably. What do you think drove that, and are we having some difficulty as an industry keeping senior management engaged and aware?
I would say, you know, maybe part of it is exactly what you're saying, keeping senior management aware. I think that, you know, when you're tasked with running these large retail organizations in the climate that we're in now, where there's a major shift in brick and mortar and omni-channel and trying to figure that out, I think that we've got to stay relevant, because the problem, we all know, we've been talking about it all day today, the problem's not going away. It's there, its head has reared, and we've got to stay focused, and we've got to show our senior leaders what's actually happening. So providing videos, getting the message out, it's all part of that detection. And the more that we can do that, the better we can kind of teach them what we're seeing in the field from that perspective.
Is it growing at all? I mean, the ORC problem, or is it maintaining its level, so to speak? Anybody seen any growth out there?
It's definitely not shrinking.
Okay.
Definitely see it growing, and as we may take out some organizations, see them pop back up. There's others to take their places. Luckily, it's not right away, but it's there's willing participants out there to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. How connected is the opioid epidemic? I mean, is that driving a big piece of it?
Well, I think it's definitely connected in that anytime you see someone that's addicted to anything, they have to have a revenue stream. And if they look at the retailers as sort of a cash cow for them, that's how they're going to get that little bit of money to continue their habits. So, I mean, it's definitely connected. And, but, you know, I don't know if it's growing, but I know we're learning more. So, and as this becomes more popular over the country, you see more and more people, especially younger individuals, getting involved in this sort of activity. And so it's very disturbing, and the only way to combat it is through that task force sort of approach, through working together in communities like the MetrORCA. If you're not sharing information about what's going on out there, you cannot do this by yourself. Yeah. No retailer, no law enforcement agency, you cannot tackle this problem by yourself.
You know, what would you suggest to the ORC leaders out there today to slow down this, or to stop this trend of losing some jobs? Are there things we can do as an industry a little better or more of?
Show the return on investment. We pride ourselves on, internally with my organization, we pride ourselves on recognizing people and what they're doing to help combat the problem. So our recognition will go all the way down to the store level. Mm-hmm. If somebody were to detect an ORC problem happening in a market, our recognition will go all the way down to the store level and be celebrated, sometimes all the way up to the senior vice president level where they're getting involved. So I think it's part of it is just, it's the PR piece. It's making sure that we're celebrating the wins and building the culture around that.
Jim?
I absolutely agree, is celebrating the wins, tooting your own horn. There's really ORC as opposed to, say, the everyday loss prevention. It's the long game. It's
right.
These cases may take a year or more to come to fruition.
Sure.
And it's the appetite is, again, in the fast-moving retail world is now, and it's some of these cases, it's just wait a little bit, hopefully be a nice payback shortly.
So back to your conference, April
17th.
One-day conference.
One-day conference.
At the police academy.
At the police academy.
And that's confirmed.
Confirmed.
And you're trying to put all that together and get some sponsors.
Gus, without money you can't do anything.
Yeah,
right? But
exactly.
we're gonna go forward no matter what. We're excited about it. We're gonna go forward no matter what. And then you worry about it getting better and better every year.
Right.
But we're gonna kick off April 17th, and it'll be our first one. And I'm sure the feedback will get better and better every year we do it.
Well, we'll put it on the daily, and we are there to support it and help you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for all the support for this event and your ORC efforts for the retail industry. It's just fantastic, Tarik.
Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen, for being here.
Thanks, Gus.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching. And until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.